for y'all. Out of all these young running backs, who do y'all think will emerge the best one?
All
Who
right.
will end up on top?
Hey, man, it's not other than baby Jamal Charles, Jahmyr Gibbs, man. Y'all know I'm a fan of Jahmyr Gibbs and what he did. And I wasn't a fan of the Lions, but one of the reasons why I watched the Lions is for this boy, Jahmyr Gibbs. They compared him to Alvin Kamara coming out the draft. But he's way better than that. Oh, he's way better than that. I see his trajectory being the same way Chris Johnson had the deal. You know, he got your boy Montgomery over there, and Montgomery sharing the tote with him. But I do believe at some point in time, they will give that boy the keys to the Ferrari and say, only you drive. And when that day happens with that O-line, we talking about Swell and them boys out there for that Detroit team. Boy, they was man, let me tell you something about that. If they would have just ran the ball, they would have beat the 49ers. Let's be honest with you. And although Jahmyr did fumble, this is first year, and he looked the way he looked. Sharing the rock. We talking about over 1,000 yards, toting the rock, sharing the rock. Lightning speed, agility, can run between the holes. Young, can catch out the backfield. He's one of the best young route runners at running back we've seen since a Marshall Faulk, since a Reggie Bush, and we all know with Chris McCaffrey, that's where the NFL is going. Your back got to be able to catch that ball too. Not only tote it, but catch it elusive in the open field. Can't nobody cover him in the open field. If you got to tackle him in the open field, you better make sure you got to tackle because he will cook you. Again, with that Detroit team, we got the foundation of them. Dan Campbell's a run first guy. That's the guy, honestly, where you can see moving forward as Jared Goff starts to slide back a little bit. They feature him more. He gets the team by himself. He's probably going to be a leading touchdown guy in a couple years. Multiple Pro Bowls, and he has the body to make up, the swag, everything to be one of the top 5 to top 3 backs in the NFL, if not the best back moving. So I got to go with Jahmyr Gibbs, young Alabama.
I like Jahmyr Gibbs, but right now I feel like it has to be Bijan Robinson because unlike Bijan, Jahmyr can't really block. He's skinny. And he's weak. Bijan is the total package, and the best thing about it right now is he's free of Arthur Smith. That means he's gonna get more than 2-3 carries a game. He can do everything, and he has the better weapons. The O-line's improving too. So like you can't focus on him because you still have to go for Drake London and Kyle Pitts. He's almost as fast as Jahmyr, but he's stronger. He can catch. He might be able to catch better. Also, just as good as open space. And I feel like he has a better trajectory because he also doesn't have to share the ball like that. Because David Montgomery is still a top 10, top 15 running back in the game. Next year, it's gonna be all Bijan. So Jahmyr still has to learn how to run block, but Bijan can do it all. He can run in open space. He low-key might have the career that Saquon Barkley could have had. So I feel like he could be number 1 by next year, and then it's probably gonna be a Hall of Famer by the time everything's all said and done.
Those two were all great picks, but there's one guy who I think has set himself apart from those two. That's none other than Breece Hall. We're talking about a guy who went for 994 yards this season, and we're talking about a guy who had 76 catches for 591 yards. Now, if you put that in the context of how he was able to do that with maybe one of the worst quarterback play in the league, we're talking about an offense that was absolutely dead. To put up those numbers in his situation, Breece Hall showed why he's a game changer. You put a quarterback, you put Aaron Rodgers in that situation, he might go 1,000 and 1,000. He might get 1,000 receiving yards, and he might get 1,000 rush yards. That's the talent that Breece Hall had. This is a guy that's able to fight through tackles, get additional yards after the run. He's able to find holes in the offensive line, do his thing there. And when it comes to catching the ball, he's probably the best out of Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson in terms of catching the ball. And once you give him open space, he's going right to the end zone. Breece Hall, the talent that he has and what he was able to do with such a disastrous offense this season is what really separates him. We've seen a lot of running backs do great things with the great quarterback, with the great offensive line, with great wide receivers to kind of take pressure off of them. But what Breece Hall was able to do with Zach Wilson playing quarterback for them, with that offense not being able to score even 10 points in some games, what he was able to do when the defense knew that he was the guy that they needed to stop, he still was able to perform. He still was able to run the ball. He was still getting his catches. He was still trying to lead this team, will them to some points when no other pieces on this team was able to do that. Breece Hall is the guy of the future.